Major General Ibrahim at OFR. The general started a military career as a boy, recruited by His Excellency, retired and of blessed memory, Colonel Wellington Umo Basi, West Africa 1. He recruited me in 1954 as a pioneer boy of the 30 children of the World War veterans whose children were being recruited to pioneer the Nigerian military school. As then it was started as boys' company. We, the children who were recruited, 30 of us, started the boys' company, now popularly called or well known as the Nigerian Military School, Zaria. The 30 boys who engineered it, who pioneered it, included me, whose father was serving as at that time, 1954, as a police officer in Zaria. He retired and is of blessed memory. Keeping the track of my progression, I passed out on the first passing out parade of the boys' company in 1958. Thereafter, I had passed the qualifying exam to be interviewed and enlisted as an officer cadet. I went through the examination in Kaduna, and interviews in brigade headquarters under the chairmanship of the interview board of the brigade commander then, who was Brigadier P.G. Young, a British Army officer, who was then commanding the brigade in Kaduna. I proceeded, after scaling the interview in Kaduna, brigade headquarters, to proceed as one of the selected cadets in 1958 to the regular officers special training school, Teshi, in Ghana, now the seat of the Ghana Academy.
As Nigeria faced its most defining moment, IBM Haruna was at the heart of military operations. During the Civil War, he played a crucial role in military logistics, coordinating troops movements, managing supply chains, and ensuring that the front lines remained strong. His brilliance in strategy and organization helped shape the course of battle, earning him rapid promotions and national recognition.
As a logistic officer, I was also, with my contemporary engagement in the army, I functioned as an ordnance officer and also as an infantry officer. At the beginning of the Civil War, I was the ordnance commander, and I was as a rear commander to 1st Division when I moved from Lagos to Kaduna. Had to organize the logistics to put in place to support and provide subsequently the maintenance stock of logistics required by the 1st Division operating from Makurdi to subsequent operational areas. By the end of the Civil War, I had been rear commander to the 1st Division based in Kaduna, followed by being garrison commander in Lagos and rear commander to 3 Marine Commando operating when it did start from Bonny after the sea landing.
General IBM Haruna was not just a warrior, he was a visionary. He understood the power of information in shaping national identity and public perception. As the Federal Commissioner for Information and Culture, he revolutionized Nigeria's media landscape. In 1975, he established the Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), ensuring that Nigeria had a strong independent media presence. He also founded the News Agency of Nigeria (NAN), providing the nation with credible, timely news reporting. One of his most cultural significant achievements was his role as chairman of Festac 77, the largest Pan-African festivals of arts and culture ever hosted on African soil.
We had the change of pattern from General Gawan to General Murtala of blessed memory, who himself was succeeded about 6 months after his ascension to Commander-in-Chief by General Obasanjo. It was during that time that I was appointed the Federal Commissioner for Information and Culture. And during my tenure, I chairman the 1977 Nigeria's participation to the Festival of Arts and Culture, Black Festival of Arts and Culture, as the then Minister for Information and Culture, though we were called commissioners as Federal Commissioner for Information and Culture. During the festival, we had a colloquium, we had symposiums, we had boat regatta, we had Doba, we had dances and musics and dances of all the black people in the world who congregated in Lagos. I was in charge of the Nigeria's participation as Minister of Information and Culture.
General IBM Haruna's contributions to Nigeria went beyond the battlefield and the media. He played a pivotal role in the development of Abuja as the Federal Capital Territory. His advocacy for infrastructure and strategic planning helped shape the city into the thriving metropolis it is today, an idea he envisioned while serving as a commanding officer in Lagos.
The Federal Capital proposal was mooted. I was in the top military hierarchy under Gawan and subsequently under Murtala and Obasanjo. Well, in the military ranking, I was a senior officer at that high level of seniority. So the discussions, the pre-establishment of the committee that had to report on the suitability of where to site the federal capital. Was during the regime in which we were, I would say I was also active. But the important thing is that I was also one of the Nigerians who experienced the hardship of traffic jam in Lagos. I was a commander of troops. I was commander of the ordnance depot. I was experiencing traffic then in Lagos because, for example, one of my depots, ammunition depot, was in Apapa, whereas I was in Yaba as the commanding headquarters. Because see, the hardship in having to go through with the density of traffic in Lagos and in Apapa. So I think our outcry was part of the pressure that for security reasons and for other social and economic reasons, we supported and engineered the move from Lagos to Abuja that was finally selected.
His leadership was also instrumental in several national institutions. He served as chairman of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, and was a key voice in various constitutional conferences shaping Nigeria's political future. His key roles included Chairman, National Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, Lagos, 1978 to 1985. Chairman, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Kuru Jos, 1985 to 1992. Member, Constitutional Conference, 1988 to 1989. Chairman, Nigerian Railway Reform Committee, 1992. Member, National Constitutional Conference Commission, 1994. Chairman, Executive Council, Area Consultative Forum, 2009 to 2012.
Amongst all this movement, after my posting, after leaving the army, and while I was still a student at the ABU, I had other appointments along the line. I was chairman of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Victoria Island. After my terms of service there for 2 terms, I was appointed chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Kuru. Well, these were significant appointments I held after my retirement, while I was also a practicing lawyer.
Even in the legal field, IBM Haruna left his mark. He became a solicitor and advocate of the Supreme Court of Nigeria and a notary public of the Federal Republic. His expertise and leadership extended to policy, law, and international affairs.
I ran my law chambers in Kaduna under the name of Ibrahim Haruna and the coup. I'm no longer in practice, but I'm glad that significant numbers of lawyers who uh, worked with me as associates in the chambers, one or two of them, I'm glad to note that they had become senior advocates.
General IBM Haruna's contributions did not go unnoticed. For his unwavering dedication to national service, he was honored with numerous awards and recognitions, including the National Honor of the Officer of the Federal Republic, OFR, presented to him by President Shehu Shagari in 1980. His name has been immortalized in streets and institutions across the country. He holds the prestigious traditional title of Walin Garkida, a testament to his leadership beyond public office.
Well, I think I have many of the distinguished medals for the service in the army, starting from the independence to the Republican medal, service medal, DSS. Of course, in my traditional area, I'm the Wali of Garkida, which was bestowed on me after my service. Then national honor while I was chairman of the NIIA in Lagos, Victoria Island. I was bestowed the OFR by Shagari.
Beyond governance and the military, he found solace in sports. IBM Haruna had another great passion, golf. He is the life president of the Nigerian Professional Golfers Association, the chairman of the IBB Golf and Country Club, and a mentor to many in Nigeria's sporting community. He believed that discipline and precision in sports were just as important as in leadership.
Of my hobbies, I had taken to playing golf as far back as the early 70s. And my association with Chief Anthony Enahoro, who I subsequently succeeded as information minister, was an ardent golfer. So he increased my propensity and liking for the game, that I became a really dedicated golfer. Consequently, I had been noted by the professional golfers, who appointed me as the life president of the Professional Golfers Association of Nigeria.
To his family and friends, IBM Haruna is more than a national figure. He is a father, a mentor, a man of great wisdom and humility.
General IBM Haruna is my biological father, and as a father, I've learned a lot from him. It's not only what he does professionally, he starts from home. He has groomed all of us. We are quite a number, and he has nurtured us. He has showed us love as a father. He has showed us the kind of guidance that one expects from a father. At home, he's a father. He's not an officer. He is an officer, but what we see more is that he is a father. He is that same person that pays your school fees, that makes sure you have tuwo and miya kuka to eat, or he's a father.
He's a soldier man to the core, a disciplinarian, really. He doesn't like to look at people lazing around. He's upright with time. And his sense of discipline is fantastic. If you are to play golf with him, for example, and then you agree at 8 o'clock, you are sure he's in the club by around 7:30. So by that 8 is at the status point. And he wants you to play to the rules. And at times some members will run away from him because they feel he will harass them. In the sense that he wouldn't like you, he wants you to play to the rules. Don't stay where you will block my view or my shadow, and then when he reacts to such things, you discover that it's the military in him. So that scares a lot of people, they run away. But I stay put. I tell him, no, look, I'm here to relax myself. So don't add to my pressure. And that is how we became so friendly. Then he look at me and say, who is this man that is bold enough to tell me this way? But with time, we became so close, and as you rightly said, we became like brothers. There's nothing happening in the family he will not discuss with me.
Even in retirement, his voice remained influential in national discourse. His advice to younger generations and leaders is clear and powerful.
When we were rightly involved or enmeshed in the politics of the country, ruling by military system and military ways, which were autocratic, not democratic. Now we have gone through that. We are looking for ways to improve and strengthen democratic practices. What that means is that we must seek for the rule of law. We must seek for the equity and balance in humanity, and we must serve the ends of the good search and prosperity of the ordinary Nigerian, if you are leading, and for the future of those who will come, who are now not born. The challenges are different, but we are now in the perspective where we are looking at our future, how democracy can be strengthened, how leadership can be meritocratized, and where opportunities are open with equal meritocracy and opportunities open fairly to all Nigerians. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and the leaders must lead in such a way that the ordinary person, the disabled, the disadvantaged are not pulverized. A given opportunity where they too, their talents can be used to advantage for the development and civilization of Nigeria.
Today, his legacy is not confined to the history books. It lives on in the hearts of those he mentored, in the institutions he built, and in the nation he helped shape. As a warrior, a statesman, a visionary, his story is one that will be told for generations to come. For this, he is worthy to be counted among the heroes of Abuja.
الله أكبر الله أكبر.
The glorious month of Ramadan is here once again, and your darling program, Sahur Life on NTA, is back bigger and better. Our team of erudite scholars is poised to provide insightful analysis into the religion. All our interesting segments have been redesigned to meet your spiritual needs in this blessed month. Come and maximize your reward in Ramadan by partnering with us on this year's edition of Sahur Live on NTA. For donations, sponsorship and inquiries, contact the General Manager, NTA Channel 5, Old Parade Ground, Area 10 Koki, Abuja. You can also reach us on these telephone numbers 080-3314-7812, 080-3568-8394, or 080-3380-6162. Sahur Live on NTA, your indispensable companion in Ramadan.
On the news at 1, President Tinubu assures Nigerians in diaspora of reforms that will deliver a more prosperous Nigeria. Cardinal Onaikan Foundation foster better understanding between Christians and Islamic faith. Plus, Nigeria's forest resources identified as a major income earner. Good afternoon and welcome to NTA Channel 5 News at 1. I am Aisha Obani. You can join this telecast on our YouTube channel, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Let's begin with presidency. President Bola Tinubu is assuring Nigerians in diaspora that his administration's reforms will deliver a more prosperous Nigeria that all citizens will be proud of beginning from this year. Minister of Information and National Orientation Muhammad Idris gave the assurance as he represented the president at a meeting with executives of Nigerian community in Ethiopia. State House correspondent Musbah Wahab completes the report.
Diaspora organization called NICE.
These executive members represent the thousands of Nigerians residents in Ethiopia.
You should be very proud of Nigerians here.
Many of them highly placed, working with reputable organizations, and others engaged in legitimate businesses.
I started taking Nigerian designers to the fashion capitals.
However, their concerns here include how to get respite to those who have been held in detention for the wrong reasons. More than 100 Nigerians are reportedly in Ethiopian prison currently.
But there were a few that, were not drugs. Maybe some had more cash than they should, and they were locked up. But they now gave an amnesty and released all the prisoners. But a few years back, they returned. So the plea for amnesty is not working anymore. But what is on the table now is this MOU.
There is a current MOU between Nigeria and Ethiopia. We thank the federal government, but what we want is to expedite the process of the MOU so that they can transfer the image to Nigeria.
Other major concern is the strict Ethiopian visa application process for Nigerians.
We suffer these problems. There is no way a Nigerian can get a tourist visa, visa on arrival, unless somebody does that through the African Union.
If we give them visa on arrival, there's no reason why they should not also give us visa on arrival.
Information and National Orientation Minister shares their feelings and believes that with the improving image of their country, their issues will be addressed by high authorities. But then, he enjoins Nigerians in diaspora to continue to raise the bar and portray the country in good light.
We need to do also our own soul searching. We need to recover our senses. We don't allow the bad people to represent us. And that is where you come in. You are the ones who are here. And like the Honorable Chairman said, if you don't represent us well, then there is no way we look good. The visit of the president to Ethiopia from time to time, or the visit of any minister here, cannot do it. It is those who are here living with them that can change whatever perception that they have about our country. Those in the social media will just take up something, and the only thing they project are those bad things about your country. I'm not saying that you cannot be critical of government, you cannot be critical of certain policies that you think government is putting in place, but I think it is important. Patriotism is key. You cannot run down your country and expect others to come and invest in your country. It's not going to happen.
Highlighting various reforms of the current administration yielding positive results in sectors including health, education and security, the minister assures that Nigeria's economy is now poised for improving trajectory going forward.
And trust is returning gradually in the ability of Nigeria to lead not just Africa, but to also be a great participant on the world stage. And this is where the president is taking the country to. Yes, we know that there are challenges. Reforms are never free and easy anywhere in any part of the world. But where is the destination? This year, 2025, this is going to be a year of the consolidation and restoration of Nigeria's economy.
Just as they got assurances of a greater country to be proud of, they send their love and good wishes to the president. From Addis Ababa, Musbah and Wahab, NT News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria has signed an agreement with the African Union to provide strategic sea lift services for the AU, peace support operations, natural disaster support, humanitarian actions, and personnel movement. Nigeria's Defense Minister Badaru Abubakar signed the agreement on behalf of the country, while the AUC Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Bankole Adeoye, signed for the African Union. Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, Naval Chief Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, Muhammad witnessed the agreement signing. Under the agreement, the Nigerian Navy will provide a vessel for the operations on a cost recovery
Nigeria
basis.
pledged to support the EU was sea lift. That is moving soldiers, equipments, and the standby force means an AU organized intervention for troubled countries in Africa. That is sending a mission, being it conflict, being it disaster, to support another African country when needed.
Progress in operationalizing the African Standby Force, reiterating Nigeria's support. And to some religious report now. The Cardinal Onaikan Foundation has recently embarked on an interfaith dialogue seeking to provide lasting solutions to the differences between the Christian and Muslim faith. Moses Kuyi report that stakeholders identified key areas for better coexistence.
An enabling environment that fosters better understanding between the Christian and Muslim faith was the focus of interfaith dialogue.
Oftentimes people are stereotyped on religions about the Christian and the Muslim. We don't have the full knowledge of our
Thank you
beliefs.
so much, my
And
dear brother. Thank you,
from
thank you,
time to
thank
time,
you,
you see
thank you
that
very much.
there is this religious
Yes,
conflict between the
we still have
Christian and the
African
Muslim
traditional
for
religion,
lack of
and
knowledge,
it's still being
good
practiced.
knowledge about
Are
what
we
these
together?
religions are
And
all
it
about.
is not
The importance of the interfaith discussion lies in
of anyone.
while the dialogue was deemed timely, the organizers took it a step further by ending the peaceful conversation with a football novelty match.
This is a message to general public that if we love one another, we are all human beings. Christian is a human being, Muslim is a human being. So if we love one another, there is no differences in showing differences in religion.
Proper understanding between the major religions in the country, many believe, can foster a new course of development, ultimately solving problems rooted in religious differences. In Abuja, Moses Kuye, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Kingdom School of Ministry continues to inspire change by developing impactful agents of transformation and proudly graduated another remarkable set of students. A total of 72 graduates took the oath of affirmation guided by the school's esteemed chancellor, Pastor Peter Balogo. Ramatu Abdullahi reports.
The ceremony resonated with songs of joy and praise, celebrating the graduates' significant achievement after a transformative 16-week academic and spiritual journey that has equipped them to lead purposeful lives. After the oath of affirmation, Pastor Peter Balogun urged the graduates to be the voice of their generation, emphasizing the importance of continually cultivating their character, discipline, and leadership skills.
The world is waiting to hear something, to encourage them. The world is waiting to hear something, to challenge them. The world is waiting to hear something that will make a difference. And it has to be one person that will speak that thing. So my encouragement and my chat to them is for them to go out and be that voice of change.
Certificates were awarded to the graduates with special recognition for the outstanding Akomo Maureen Omoze, who emerged the best graduate.
One of the most valuable duties school has given me is the discipline of competition direction. What started as an academic development has blossomed into a genuine work of software. This type of experience people has become the cornerstone of my spiritual growth.
Excitement filled the air as fellow graduates, families, and friends shared in the joy of this special moment.
We now know better that we're here to do God's work, not just our own. We're here to fulfill purpose. We're here to impact lives.
It has been so wonderful and so lovely. So I'm happy I'm part of this class 2025.
It is actually touching for you to see one of your children going into the word of the Lord, graduating at the Kingdom Ministry.
They must not suffer burnout. They must continue to keep the flame burning.
The Kingdom School of Ministry, established as a God-inspired movement, is dedicated to creating a global impact. Over the past 8 years, the school has successfully graduated 8 sets, uniting students and lecturers from Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, the United States, and the United Kingdom.
In nurturing and providing a supportive, enabling environment for young girls to thrive in digital technology, innovation, and practical skills, Great Heights Academy has held its 2025 Tech Fair exhibition. Kama Kama reports that the female students showcased several innovations in the smart technology.
In a bid to nurture and provide a supportive environment for young girls to thrive in digital technology, innovation, and practical skills, Great Height Academic has held its 2025 Tech Fair exhibition.
Society. Yeah. So
We have done so much. We have invested so much in this, in modern activity and innovation.
The students have integrated more.
You hand over the dustbin, the waste bin automatically opens, and then when it is 10 centimeters to being full, it automatically sends an SMS to the owner of the waste bin and the people that evacuate.
Interact and assess the tech projects and ideas conceived and developed by the students. They express their admiration for the students' ingenuity and enthusiasm.
We sincerely apologize. We can complete that report due to poor audio. And moving on, Nigeria's forest resources can create millions of jobs for revenue generation if effectively harnessed. A philanthropist, Prince Emeka Igwekwe, who gave the insight, tasked government on checking the country's porous forests to curtail forest wealth export. Yours truly has the report. These garments create nostalgic feelings for the young Emeka who came into Abuja in the year 2000 with it. He landed in Kubo with only 70 naira left on him all the way from Lagos. Who would believe that the same Emeka is today the founder of Prince Interior Furnitures? The success story behind the young Lagos boy and even the company name is intriguing, inspiring and funny. Having trained more than 700 young Nigerians in the field of furniture over the years, Emeka says focus, determination, and dedication are key to success.
Skill. A plumber that has skill and certificate, you don't need to give him money. The moment he has these very qualities, he will get a job. You get a job. I have no less than 169 carpenters today in my company, and most of them are not salary earners. I give them jobs. I pay them as they go.
His words were so targeted as he urges youth to reduce the crave for white-collar jobs. Prince Emeka, as he's fondly called, laments the low patronage of made-in-Nigerian goods by citizens, whom he encourages to exhibit patriotism, have a change of orientation and perception to boost the country's economy.
Wood sector in Nigeria can give Nigeria, in terms of our revenue income, more far what the oil is giving us. You say, how? I say, wood sector is an untapped gold. We have Brastigia Irokoma in Nigeria. We have Cyberwood. We have Pignatus Excellencia. We have Warrenot. We have Cedar. This was in the Western world, a cubic like this is $900 US. And we have them in trillions cubic.
For 25 years, the man being celebrated has been in the furniture business, offering exquisite products of global standards. The 25th anniversary came with the unveiling of a carpenter house in Gwarimpa, Abuja, in the nation's capital, with assurances to keep training and empowering young people, even as another institute for training of 2,000 artisans annually is expected to be unveiled in the year 2026 in Abuja.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their socio-economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary healthcare center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes, we can.
Thanks for staying with us. You're still watching the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. The Rotary Club of Abuja High Rise is committed to making a difference in the lives of those in need. According to Rotarian Mariam Ahmad Abdullahi, the club's charter president, we will continue to identify and support communities that require our love, care, and donations. This pledge was made at an event aimed at raising money for a community in need. Rosemary Morton Bilab reports.
True to their reputation as a charitable organization, the Rotary Club of Abuja IRISE gathered to strategize ways to mobilize more resources to support communities in need within the FCT. According to the club's president, Maria, they are doing what they know how to do best in assisting the less privileged in the society.
Rotary is an organization that it's made up its mind to service the community or help the community in need. In an extent, we adopt communities in Rotary. These adopted communities that we have are communities that you implement your projects. If you adopt a community, you might decide to adopt a community because you discover after your need assessment that a community like this will need you to help them with clean water or disease prevention and treatment.
Members emphasize that putting smiles on the faces of the poor remains their top priority.
I believe that they are very well endowed to commit to humanity. See, service to the Rotary is all about serving humanity. Giving those who may not come back to give you say thank you. Giving them water, educating children that may not see all over the world.
Others praised the Rotary Club of Abuja IRISE, noting that despite being a relatively new club, they are already making significant impact and living up to expectations, which is why they deserve support.
It's a new club, and she has not had her, so she needs to have what's called a chartered event. All the members come together to meet, know themselves, and let other clubs know them too.
It is expected that this initiative will benefit many underprivileged individuals, with the club promising to provide service to others, uphold integrity, and promote global understanding through their charitable efforts. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the acting direct executive secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, Richard Yunana Dauda, has commended the leadership and mentorship model of the Director Human Resources, FCDA, Aminu Aliyu Gaya, who just retired from public service. During a farewell ceremony for the director, the FCDA boss joined colleagues, family, and friends to congratulate and applaud the public servant's immense contributions to societal and humanitarian development. Abdullahi Ajia witnessed the heartfelt goodbye moments in Abuja.
As the saying goes, one good turn deserves another. So is the display in this atmosphere of conviviality at the FCDA.
He has put in his energy, he has put in his intellect. I want to wish him well.
This captures the expressions and mood in this hall, where the Director of Human Resources, FCDA, Aminu Aliugaya, is bowing out of public service, having attained the age of 60, with many recounting his invaluable impact on the system.
Aminu is indeed a special gentleman for all seasons and climes. Yes, he has demonstrated that he is a very exemplary man of men and a leader of leaders.
It's also somebody who is very innovative.
He is a very dispassionate individual who is very selfless. He has given his all to FCDA, to the service of this country.
The sent forth reception also featured presentation of gifts as a token of appreciation to the commitment of building people and bridges while in service. This, guests say, should be emulated as a reference point in public service. The celebrant says he feels fulfilled for the honor and testimonies.
That I'm being appreciated about what I have done. And that is enough for me. For people to know that you have made an impact in their life, there's no legacy more than that.
I know he has done a lot from what you've heard, so that shows his dedication, the time he dedicated to his work.
As a chapter closes and a new one opens for Aminu Aliugaya, guests describe the celebrant as a working encyclopedia who is leaving a legacy of hard work and exemplary leadership. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
It's time we take our sports brief.
The Director General of the National Sports Commission, Bukola Ologbade, has commended Nigeria's badminton team for their remarkable performance at the All-Africa Senior Badminton Championship in Douala, Cameroon. The team secured a third-place finish in the overall medal table, winning 1 gold and 2 bronze medals at the prestigious continental event. Ologbade expressed his pride in the team's resilience and dedication despite facing an upheaval task. Nigeria's Anuoluwapo Opeyeri continues his dominance of the continent, defeating Egypt's Adam Hatem in the final to solidify his reputation as Africa's best badminton player. Talking football, Nasarawa United have on Sunday announced the appointment of former Super Eagles coach Salisu Yusuf to take over the management of the team that has found itself in relegation battle. Nasarawa United are 18th on the log with 26 points from 24 matches. Former coach Kabiru Dogo had won 2, drew 1 and lost 2 in the last 5 games before he was asked to leave for another manager. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Football Federation has condoled the family of former Nigerian international midfielder Ayo Ogunlana, who died in Kaduna on Friday after observing his early morning walk. NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sanusi showered tributes on the departed midfield pair, who was a star attraction during a number of important Nigeria FA Cup battles in the 80s and held sway in the midfield for the Super Eagles in the late 1980s and at the 1990 Africa Cup of Nations finals in Algeria. Ogunlana was magisterial in the midfield as Nigeria overhauled Guinea and Zimbabwe to qualify for the 1990 Africa Cup of Nations and was in peril against Cameroon in a 1990 FIFA World Cup qualifying match in Ibadan that the Super Eagles won with an emphatic 2-0 victory. He also played in the 1990 ECOWAS Cup competition that Nigeria hosted in Kaduna. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thanks for your company. Please do stay with NTA Channel 5 as we bring you more news at 7 p.m. I am Aisha Oba Ali. Good afternoon.